Good evening, everyone. My name is Debbie Singleton. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I come to you live Monday evenings at 7 p.m. Arizona time. I hope everyone had a great weekend. It was Father's Day, so I hope everyone had a great, happy Father's Day and spent a great weekend with family. I know I did. It was wonderful. I actually crafted all weekend, so it's a mess on my table. But I also had a great day yesterday. We got to spend it with our granddaughter. She had a dance competition, and oh my goodness, it was amazing. I swear that little 9-year-old just gets better and better as time goes on. So I was exhausted today, so I do not have any makeup on. I did not do anything today. I was glad I didn't have to go to work. Everyone else had to go to work today, but so I pretty much just spent the day doing absolutely nothing. So I'm sorry, I look a mess today. Um, we It started later than normal. Normally, when they have them on Sundays, they start earlier in the day, but somebody else had the venue, so they weren't able to have the competition until later in the day. So we always go out to dinner afterwards. I mean, because the poor little girl is starving afterwards because she's had competition for 5 hours. And she was in like all the dances, I swear. It seemed like, I mean, she's not the only one dancing, of course. So, I mean, but she was in like 8 of the dances. Oh my goodness. And she's just getting better and better. So that's always been our Father's Day. And so, yes, Mom, it was just amazing, wasn't it? I mean, it was incredible. I mean, just absolutely incredible. So, I swear she just keeps getting better and better, and it just amazes me what she can do. So I love to watch her, and just it was so nice. So we always go out to dinner, but it just like seemed like it took forever for us to get our food, to get seated, to do everything. So by the time we got home and we got unwound and got everything, it was like 11:30, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm glad I didn't have to go to work, but oh my goodness, I just sat around all day, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I have to actually finish the card that I was going to make today. So I'm like, yeah, so I pretty much look like a mess. But so, anyways, so I figured out this really neat, amazing card that I wanted to work up with using this really awesome stamp set. It's in our new catalog, and people have been using it. But I had this envisioned in my head, and so then I had to kind of rework it a little bit. But anyways, I just because when I worked it up yesterday and the day before, I made my own designer paper series, and I was like, well, I have to redo that again. So I didn't do that. So my first card, I made my own paper, and I was going to show you how to do that, but that just takes so long to do. So I actually used the beautiful paper that we have in this suite already and made a second card. We're going to make the second card out of the paper that's already in there. But I wanted to make a card to send to some friends that I really haven't touched base with in a while. I haven't heard from them, and I was like, you know what, I just want to send them a card, say, hey, how are you doing, and that kind of thing. So I just kind of started digging through some of our stamp sets, and we do have a couple of them that say, hello, friend, and then I'm going to write in the card just really briefly. So that's what I did. And so before we get started, I just got an email today, super fun. Stampin' Up! Doesn't do this very often, but we have free shipping on the 21st, so that's in a couple days. So if you're interested and you want to purchase something, now is the purchase it, because you get free shipping. Super amazing. So if you want to purchase something, let me know, and we can put it on an order and ship it for free on the 21st. It's for 24 hours only, so I would do it early that day, because oh my goodness, to start ordering this gets crazy. But just let me know, and we can order it and get it free, shipped for free. Shipping is great to be able to ship for free. So yeah, free shipping the 21st. So the suite that we're working with mainly it's called Fresh as a Daisy. It's on page 110 in the catalog. And I used almost everything in the suite. I didn't use all the stamp set, but I did when I made my own paper. But I'm going to use just a teensy bit, one of the stamps I'm going to use. But the suite is really amazing, and you get the stamp set, the die set, and you get some little gems, and then of course you get the paper as well. So our paper is awesome and amazing as always, and I am going to use for this card, I'm going to use this beautiful color paper. I'm going to use pink paper, and I'm going to tie in some of this, our new other color, and it's called Wild Wheat, and I'm going to tie these two colors together. But this paper has so many colors in it. Sorry, I got a couple of these out. But you can, these daisies are absolutely gorgeous. And then the other side is kind of like a clear color you could use. I was going to use this one, but this is the colors that I'm just into all of a sudden. These browns and blues are just gorgeous. I just am loving it. Here's another plain green one. And here's there's so many colors. I mean, our paper is always so beautiful in here. And the other side of this is a green color. So you can use it plainly, or, it's just so beautiful. So what I did was, when you make your own DSP, it's really fun and it's really easy, but hard at the same time. And typically you just start out taking a blank sheet of paper and you just start stamping. So I put all the stamps away because I had them all out. And it was really a lot of fun. And so I made this card with doing it this way. Oh, I have this laid out oddly. Let's change that and then change this. Yeah, I'm just not with it today because I didn't want my face up here. So this is the card that I made. I'm in love with these colors. So this is boho blue, and then the background color is I used copper clay. And so I couldn't get these colors quite the way I wanted to, so I made my own. So here's little snippets of what I made. So what you do is you just take all the stamps and you lay it out in a grid. So you just take a plain piece of paper and you just start stamping with the stamps, and you make your own. And the nice thing about this Cheerful Daisy stamps, they're it's a stamp off. So you stamp this one and then you stamp this one, and then it actually makes this stamp. So it's a two-tone stamp. So you stamp it twice. And same with the little one, you do the same thing. Same with this half one. And then I just fill it in with this stamp, and then this is the middle. And so what I did was, some of the middles I did yellow, and then some of the middles I did the brown. So that's how I made my own DSP. And then I just cut it to the sizes that I want. Typically when you make your own designer paper, you make it so that you can cut it in half and in half again, and then use it this way. So you cut it so that you can cut it to this size, which is the 4 1/4 by 5, and you're going to use it so that it's like this. I didn't. So I ended up cutting it all up and using it on my paper like this. And so I would have had to make another whole sheet of that. And I'm like, oh my, that was a lot for me to do that whole sheet. And so I decided, no, that was a bit much. So someone that's going to get this card is going to get a very unique card. Sorry, I was messing with this weekend. I had a call, and so it got all messed up. So, but again, our paper is so beautiful. And that's what I'm going to use, is this really pretty. So then I decided, I'm going to just go in the paper, because our paper is pretty enough too. But I pulled out this pink paper, and it goes very pretty with this our other paper. And this pink is called Bubble Bath, which I thought was such a cute name too. So we're going to use that. So this is just a plain normal size, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So we're going to just fold that and then use our bone folder and give it a nice crease. Make it lay flat, and that will make it nice and flat for us. Now, this is going to be where it's going to be tricky. And then for our inside, it's pink, so you don't necessarily have to have an inside piece, but it does look very nice to have it finished and have your inside piece. So I went ahead and I cut an inside piece. So that's 5 1/4 by 4. So I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and glue that in. We have it. And I didn't stamp anything in the inside, so if I want to later I can, but I'm going to probably just write just a quick little saying on the inside, just acknowledging them and saying, hey, how's it going? So you can always stamp like a daisy on here, or I can always also just end up putting a piece of this paper on the inside as well. All right, so all of our measurements are crazy. All right, so okay, cardstock. We're going to put the little strip on the side first. So we're going to put this piece and this piece on. So our cardstock piece is 2 1/4 by 4 7/8. So that's going to be this wild wheat. And I use the wild wheat as all my cardstock for all the pieces. So that's going to go here. And then for the DSP for this to go on the wild wheat is 2 by 4 3/4. So that's going to go on here like this. So I'm going to first attach the DSP to the piece of cardstock. This took me a while to figure out because I had to kind of figure out my measurements for each of the pieces, and then it was quite a process. It was fun though. I really like these colors together too. And inside is this color. So I'm going to just lay this on here because this is going to go on here, but I don't want to glue it quite yet. And then my next piece, I want this piece. So I need to find it. That is going to be, so my cardstock for this piece is going to be 2 7/8 by 4 1/2. And the DSP is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. We're going to glue that together. That's going to go on like this. And this is going to lay So I'm just laying this so that when I pull it up, I'm going to get kind of an idea. So this is going to come out at just about like that. Then the next piece I want this other long piece. Where are you? There you are. And this is going to go like this. And I didn't really cut this to be directional. Why am I out? So this one is, the cardstock is 2 1/4 by 3 7/8, and the DSP is 2 by 3 3/4. So we're gonna glue that. And I just glued everything because there's so much cardstock and paper that I didn't really want to add too much more, like putting any dimensionals or anything. It's already going to be pretty heavy. So, especially since I'm going to be nailing this, a little bit harder because I'm doing it the opposite way. Actually, I should have turned it the other way. Should turn it this way. All right, and then this, I tried to get it so that it was, when I lay it down, I want it to be the same length. So I'm going to have to move this over. I want it all to be, so I'm going to move this over. And move this over just a little bit. So I want everything to line up. I want it to all be even. So I want this and this to be on this, still having a little bit of a border here, having it border here, having it even here and here, but this to be that way. Okay, and then this piece is going to go on here, and this is where my sentiment's going to go, and then this is going to go on my sentiment. Okay, so this piece of cardstock right here, this piece is 1 3/4 by 2 3/4. Okay, so now I'm ready to glue. Oh, sorry, I just kicked my table with my knee. Ooh. All right, so now I'm ready to glue all these pieces. So I kind of have an idea of where I want that to go. I need that to kind of go pretty close to there. What I did before is I kind of set it there, didn't really let it. It was pretty close. Trying to get it even from top to bottom. Then this piece, again, this was, I wanted it even on here. And it came out pretty close to here. And I want this piece. looks pretty darn good. Now I'm gonna and that looks pretty even. So I'm gonna kind of flatten it all. Okay, now I'm going to stamp my sentiment before I put it on there. So I say, hello friend, stamp it on there. And I'm going to stamp it with the wild wheat. And we could stamp it with the pink too, that would look good too. Just grab the wild wheat. What I did before is I did the that's what I did. Okay. I'm gonna let that dry for a minute. And then I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my bubble bath out and see if this works. We'll see. I think I did that backwards. I'm going to since this is a light color, I don't think what I did with the dark color is I had to stamp off because it was too dark, but I'm stamping the light color. Yeah, it'll work. Yeah, so then you can see the, oh, you can't because of the way down there. So sorry, you can't see it in the camera. Okay, better camera adjustment. You can't see in the camera, but you can see the outline of the flower and then the name. So that looks pretty good. It's better to have the light flower and the darker name. So I like that. So that looks good. All right. Now I can glue this white piece onto here. Again, I didn't pop it up because there's so much paper that it's already going to weigh enough. So I don't want to add any pop-ups or anything like that. So I'm going to not put any dimensionals. There's already enough weight on here. Actually, I need it moved over. Okay, that's worth laying because it's not coming back off. Sometimes you just don't get it centered on those little pieces. And this is one of them. Okay, so now we're going to put this on. There we go. And then I already have a bow made. So for this bow, we have this really pretty pack of paper. It's called Sherwood Combo Pack. This is gorgeous ribbon. There's a 3-pack. It doesn't tell me. I don't know what color of ribbons it's called. I'll look it up in the, but has this really pretty pink and it goes with this perfectly. And so this is the ribbon I'm going to use. Already have it tied. Put that on. Actually, it needs to be trimmed. It's I always leave it just a little bit longer, just in case I need it trimmed off. And I don't usually know until I get it on my package. There we go. Looks better. Trim that just a little bit. Okay. And then we have these really pretty tinsel gems. This one comes in a 3-pack. That's what it's called. And this one has perfect, it says, say what colors, it doesn't say what colors it is, but this is the perfect color too. So, turn this one up. And this is just made a beautiful card with the DSP from there. And this pink is perfect from there. So I brought in the pink, I've tied the pink in, and this tied the wild wheat in, which I like in these colors. Our new colors are so pretty. Oh, I like that. I got some new putty because I think that this putty is just not playing nice with me. There we go. All right. So with all the crazy dimensions, but I think that makes a really pretty card. I mean that, and then you can write on the inside, or you can cut a strip of the pretty designer paper and put a strip on the inside and then still have it something to write. And then this is the other one that I made when I made the designer paper. And then this is the pretty ribbon, pretty. And again, this paper is just, I'm loving all your new colors, and I'm branching out in the colors. So I'm really liking them. So hopefully you like them. And remember, the 21st, we have free shipping. So if you're needing to place an order, just let me know and I can help you do that. Otherwise, I will see you next Monday, and everybody have a great evening. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good one. Bye-bye.